بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين وعلى الطيبين الطاهرين. The important thing to remember that in this world of ours, we are always on the move and we are always growing. Like the rest of the cosmos, it is always evolving and it is growing. Now, the amazing thing about the whole universe is the physical universe that we can see. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Your picture, your face is cutting. If you can just move the camera a little bit down. Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Can you see me now?
Yeah, it's much better. Yes. Thank you.
Oh, okay. So, as we were saying that in this world of ours, we don't stop, we are always on the move. We are always on the move like the rest of the cosmos, it's always on the move. But the amazing thing about the whole world is, from what we can observe, is that nothing comes into it from outside. Ever since the Big Bang, I mean, of course, I don't myself subscribe to the Big Bang Theory entirely because I think it's a halfway story. But from what I can observe of the Big Bang, from the Big Bang till now, the universe has not been added to, but rather it has revealed itself and elaborated. There is nothing that has come into the universe. It's like a seed. The tree is already potentially waiting within the seed. It just needs to be allowed to reveal itself. Similarly, the universe liberates itself at every point, and everything that you see now was contained in that quantum form of the universe at the point of its initiation and the Big Bang. If we can understand that properly, then we will understand more about ourselves, that we too are like that Big Bang and that little seed. From the time of our inception, we begin a unidirectional journey towards completion. It's quite obvious from our physical beings. They keep on growing from fetus to a child, to a young man, to an adult, so on and so forth. Now the same rule applies to our spiritual journey. Our spiritual journey is one of self-elaboration. Nothing comes into us from outside. All beauty is awaiting us from within. The only thing we have to do is to let it come to fruition and completion. Based on that, when we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the honest thing that we are asking Allah is for His own self and nothing else. Think about this carefully. We can only ask Allah from Allah. Think about it carefully, very, very carefully. We ask Allah for long lives, don't we? But Allah is the ever-living. And Allah can't grant that prayer save by giving us death. How amazing is that? We ask Allah for wealth, but Allah is the unending treasure. So Allah can only give us Himself. We ask Allah for power and control, but all control and power is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What happens here is that without realizing, we are only asking Allah from Allah. So Allah grants us these prayers in two ways. One, He gives us the millions and the billions that we want. He gives us momentary power. He extends our lives. But these are given only so that our eyes may open to the truth. And if our eyes don't open to the truth, then we are caught up in that mess. But our eyes are supposed to open to the truth. And that is that we are only yearning Allah from Allah. It's like a child giving to his father and asking him for sweets and cars and other luxuries. Now the father may respond in two ways. If he sees the child unworthy, then he will give the child sweets and cars and whatever, so that the child may become mature at one point and truly know what is there to be received. But on the other hand, if the father sees that the child is worthy, then the father will say to the child, look, the whole of this business empire is yours. Don't waste time with these sweets and cars. Make yourself eligible so that I may leave all of it to you. Same is the case with us and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Directly or indirectly, we can only yearn Allah and we cannot yearn anything but Allah. Now, how does Allah grant us our prayers? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will only grant us our prayers through us, because the fullness of the completion and the answer to our prayers is within ourselves. When we ask Allah for anything, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can only give us His self through us and not from outside. Now, I don't want to take long time in explaining through hadiths and philosophical discussions. Just make it very simple and quite brief. You see, at this age of mine, now I'm becoming 50. In my palms, there is nothing. They're empty. See? There's nothing there. My life has escaped me. My body is returning to the dust. I can't stop it. My hands have become wrinkly. My agility has gone. My memory deceives me. Everything that was me, that I thought was mine, is not in my physical being, and my psychological being, has started to depart. By priority, nothing else was me. The control over this world, control over life, every single thing, nothing is with me. Now tomorrow, when I go to my grave, you will only place me in my grave. Nothing else will be placed with me. Can you not see? So nothing of this world was ever achieved by me. The only thing going with me is me, myself. Now if
your sound stopped. We can't hear you.
कट कर
Something happened.
कट कर दें फिर
Reinitiate. Sorry.
Tell him that we are calling him again.
Let me call you again.
Yeah.
I don't know, something maybe happened to Skype.
Try him here and calling again.
Yeah, I can't hear you at all.
कट करें वो बोलते जा रहे
Yeah. Let me call you. You can hear me, right?
No, I don't think so.
Just talk. This is for that or
This phone doesn't belong to the discussion.
Hello.
Problem of is it on?
Oh. Yeah. Where? Oh, you have to leave that thing.
Yeah, this wire is very.
Sorry. We got our sound system got disconnected. A little bit.
Is it on?
Can you hear me?
how far did you reach?
Yeah, you were talking about the grave.
Going alone and
Sorry, we lost the sound for a minute.
Yes, no problem.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm just saying, when I go into my grave, nothing comes with me apart from me myself. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yes, we are fine.
Yes? So I was just saying, if I can't find Allah in this world, then Allah is not to be found on the day of Qiyamah. And we see that within the Quran. The Quran tells us again and again that Allah will ask people on the day of Qiyamah. And these people will lie on the day of Qiyamah. So how can they lie standing in front of Allah? It just shows that they haven't found Allah at all. Whereas when Allah asks Isa, did you ask people to worship you? Isa said, oh Allah, you know well what I've asked and what I haven't asked. Why do you need to ask me? Because Isa had found Allah in this world. This is a secret. The here is the hereafter. The hereafter is right now, but we are failing to see it. Allah says that the affair of the last hour is like the blinking of an eye, or closer still. If our eyes can open properly, we are actually living in the hereafter. As in, I'm not going to go through the philosophical proofs or the theological proofs. I'm just saying this thing in passing. Now, there is a very wrong perception that me and you have. We feel that we fast, we do tasbih, we do salah, we will take it in our grave with us. This is sheer nonsense. It is incorrect. It is not right. Praying 100 rakat namaz on this night and that night, and you know what? Nothing happens, to be honest with you. The only prayer I will take with me is the prayer that becomes me and adds to my substance and my growth and my fruition from within. That's the only prayer I take with me. Otherwise, there's no prayer to take with me. Otherwise, I am like Pharaoh. Pharaoh used to think that the slaves will go with him in the hereafter, and I think bags of good deeds will come with me in the hereafter. Nothing will come. I just ask a simple question. If truly I worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then why should I be afraid of death? Death is going to come and I know it, yes? I can't avoid death. Why am I not mad enough to accept it when it comes to me? It is only because I haven't found Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am very suspicious of my belief. This is what we are trying to say. The granting of the prayer is Allah giving Himself to us. But His giving Himself to us is in an amazing way. It is by completing us from within and making us God-like. The Hadith Qudsi says, "Rabbi ata'ni aj'aluka mathali." My slave, be obedient to me, I will make you my like. In other words, you will mirror me, but in your capacity. Now the greatest granting of prayer is that we start off at a very weak point, as is our nature. And through that weakness, we associate and attach with Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala slowly removes that weakness and completes us. It is like a student that walks into a theater and listens to the lecturer, and the instructor educates the student, when the student submits to the lecturer and slowly and gradually completes the intellectual journey of that student by removing their lack and building on their goodness and completing their potential in accordance with their own aptitude. This is exactly what happens when we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are asking Allah to give us His self through us by completing us. And that is what Allah says, "Ud'uni astajib lakum." Call me and I will respond to you. But we don't understand. We think He's saying to us, ask me for things and I'll give them to you. He's not saying that. He's saying, call me and I will respond. It's impossible that Allah makes a promise and He does not respond. Whenever, in fact, the truth is, before we make a prayer, the prayer is already granted. It's already granted, even before we make it. But if only we understood it. If only we understood it. Imagine, me and you want to go to paradise. Ibn Sina says, this is how odd is the story of the Muslims. They have made the goal into means, and means into a goal. Allah was supposed to be the goal, and paradise was supposed to be a means to Allah. But the Muslim worships Allah in order to go to Jannah. So Allah, who is the goal, has become the means, and Jannah, which was the means, has become the goal. How odd is the whole story? So when we ask Allah for anything, Allah cannot do but grant His beautiful self to us through our own self by removing our limitations. How do we mean that? You see, I am a very weak person. I am very, very insecure. But at this stage of mine, there should be nothing but security prevailing upon my soul through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am very greedy. But at this age now, I should become trusting in Allah and very, very generous. I am very unforgiving. But at this stage of life, I should become very forgiving and tolerant, accepting and appreciating of others as is the quality of my God. That is truly the acceptance of prayer and God giving Himself to me through my own self by removing my limitations. You see, when I raise my hands and say, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Ya Rabbi, Dua Kubayr, at the age of 20, my sentiments were very different at that age because I was imploring Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to pass me in my exams so that I could graduate. At the age of 30 when I prayed, the sentiment was a bit different. To say to Allah, oh Lord, now I am a father, I am a man of family. Secure me and grant me a good life, and grant a good life to my children. But at the age of 70 when I raise my hand and say, Ya Rabbi, at that time the arsh of Allah should tremble in the way and the intensity with which I call upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because now there is godliness in the soul. That is what I take with me to my grave. You see, the wilayah of Muhammad and Ali Muhammad, of Ali ibn Abi Talib, can only be of any value if in this heart Ali has grown and Muhammad Rasulullah has grown. If it is only lip service, then there is nothing to attain. If I take the tasbih and say Allah, 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 and that name penetrates into my heart, then when my chest is open within my grave, and the angels say, Qul man Rabbuk, then the heart will sing out, Allah Jalla Jalaluhu Rabbi. But if it hasn't penetrated within the heart, the mind will not work there because the grey matter is not being questioned. It is I, the core reality that's being questioned. So the granting of prayer is when Allah gives His beautiful self to us. Now I'll ask a certain question. Who was the ultimate king of the world? Sulaiman, who had the governance of the world, or Hussein ibn Ali, whose world was taken away from him? Who was the true king of kings? Nobody will deny it was Hussein ibn Ali. Yes?
Yes.
Who was the most powerful man on the face of this world? Sulaiman, who had armies of man and jinn, or Hussein, who lost his Akbar and Abbas and still stands in front of 30,000 naked swords and cries out, La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Who was the stronger of the two? Can you see that? He fully understood that there is no might save Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that was the true strength. When Musa goes to the Pharaoh laughs at Musa and says, you're wearing rags and your staff is broken, you should have come in and befitting attire to me. In the Surah Zukhruf, I believe it says, where are gold and silver with you, Moses, from your Lord? Where are the angels accompanying you? But Moses was so completed through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that he did not need the army he did not need Gabriel, let alone the army of this world. And his broken staff was enough to topple the kingdom of the Pharaoh. From here we can see that we can only yearn Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah can only give His self to us. Now, Allah sees two types of people. A little child who is asking for sweets, so He gives him sweets. And he sees a worldly soul that has come of age, and when he asks for $1 million, Allah gives him contentment instead and rids his heart of insecurity that could only be completed through $1 million. Can you see that? A man made by humans will be broken by humans. A man made by this world will be ruined by this world. But a man made by Allah stands confident, whether the world is with him, acknowledging him, or rejecting him. Generosity that comes through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is more than the money given by the hand. That generosity can be seen in attitude and in speech, in outlook and in the manners. And the generosity that is there by the giving of the hand becomes a very artificial generosity compared to the real generosity. Similarly, strength. You find a king of kings surrounded by a whole army, but you find their hearts filled with insecurity and fear. And on the other hand, as Ali ibn Abi Talib says, when he talks about the muttaqeen, when you see them, You think that they are unwell due to the stature, due to the thinness of their body, and they appear unkempt. You feel that their minds are confused. By Allah, it's not their confusion. They are involved in a very lofty affair. If these people were to stand in front of mountains, the mountains will move for their faces, but these people will not move from their space. And if they were called upon in the way of Allah, they are the sharpest and the most fearless swords. Their souls would not remain in their body even for the blinking of an eye, had it not been for the prescribed time and duration of life in this world, due to their yearning, intense yearning of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, look at the great deception and mistake. We think we have to ask Allah and Allah gives. Yes? It's not true. The Pharaoh didn't ask Allah and Allah gave him everything. Stop asking Allah, He will still give you everything. Believe me, that's the truth. Allah is Allah. He is Allah. Bring to mind that anecdote of Moses. When Moses was going to the mountain, he was met with a disbeliever. And the disbeliever said, Moses, if it's a claim of your God that He is sustaining me and giving me air to breathe and water to drink and food to eat, tell Him to take it all away, for I don't believe in Him. Allah replies through Moses, says, Moses, tell him that Allah responds and says, you can be my slave and turn away from my worship, but I, being your God, will never stop sustaining you, whether you worship me or not. That is Allah. The Hadith Qudsi says, خَلَقْتُ الْخَلْقَ لِابْنِ آدَمْ وَخَلَقْتُ ابْنَ آدَمْ لِنَفْسِي. I have created the whole creation for the son of Adam, but I have created the son of Adam for myself. The son of Adam should be looking upwards, not downwards. The world will kiss the feet of son of Adam whether he likes it or not. Whatever has been destined for him will come to him, whether of life, of health, of wealth, of popularity, or whatever. But the son of Adam must use this time to complete his own journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now there are many things to say about this theme. I've just spoken of this theme in Birmingham, 11 lectures. You may hear it in Pakistan as well. So you may catch them online. I don't want to take any more time, but I want to finish with a little hadith. In the hadith, your community quotes in the tafsir of a verse in Surah Al-Nisa, وَمَنْ يَخْرُجْ مِنْ بَيْتِهِ مُهَاجِرًا مِنَ اللَّهِ وَإِلَىٰ رَسُولِهِ. A person who comes out of his house, migrating to Allah and the Messenger of Allah. And if death were to be before a person, فَقَدْ وَقَعَ أَجْرُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ, then the reward of such a person has fallen upon Allah. Imam Khomeini comments here that Allah did not say that his ajr is the Jannah and the gardens and the rivers and the brides of Jannah. He says it has fallen upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is the greatest of reward. Imagine, I am so close. No sooner that he asks, I am there. You see, Jannah is not a befitting reward for the lover of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. A lover of Allah should only call Allah. Look at the Prophet's dua, my God. The Prophet said, oh Allah, give me life for as long as my life is pleasing to you. Give me death when my life is no longer pleasing to you. Look at the Prophet's dua. Oh Allah, give me the good of this world and the hereafter. He did not say what is good. He left it upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As I said, it's a huge topic, but I want to finish now. In Hadith of Mi'raj, Allah says, oh Muhammad, there are beautiful souls on the face of this earth. When they are taken within the blinking of an eye, they are brought to my presence. When in my presence I ask the soul, O soul, inform me of the affairs of the world. The soul trembles and says, O Lord, I have trembled in your awe from the time that I have become cognizant of you, from the time that I have become aware of you, and I know not of the affairs of the world. And Allah says, O Muhammad, I reply to him and I say, indeed you have spoken the truth. in my glory. I shall keep you in a place in which there is no veil between me and between you. This veil is the veil of Jannah in paradise. That is the beauty awaiting the son of Adam. Can you imagine Allah, if He creates 7 paradises from a faint ray of His beauty, how beautiful that Allah must be Himself? Can you imagine that Allah, who has created the raging pits of hell with a single ray of His majesty, how majestic that Allah must be? His splendor knows no end. His majesty knows no end. Imagine if the son of Adam can give this heart away to his God and say to Lord, O Lord, I yearn nothing from you but yourself, and say like Hussain did, Salamullah alayhi, O Lord, what has he lost, the one who has found you? And what has he found, the one who has lost you? Imagine if a soul can taste that beauty of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that sajda. Janab Zahra Salamullah alayha was in sajda, and the Prophet asked her, O Fatima, did you ask Allah for your haja? Dearly said, O Father, His remembrance prevailed upon my heart to such an extent that I forgot to ask Him. The Prophet smiled and he said, He will give you everything that you forgot to ask Him, because you were with Him. And the final du'as of Imam Hussain, his name is Zainab Nareed, Salamullah alayha, that after he had quenched his asghar with a treacherous arrow, I saw him ascend a small hill. He raised his hands towards the heavens and cast aside his turban, and he engaged in a secret prayer with Allah, in which he said, O Allah, I have abandoned the creation in your mad passion, in your love. I have chosen my family to become orphan, so that, O Lord, I may see you. O Allah, if the swords were to cut me into pieces, my heart shall not cease yearning for you. Such is the great boon that awaits us, if only we knew, and dua is in accordance with what we read, the only means for attaining that goal. I will end there if anybody wants to say anything, and until inshallah next time we'll come together and we can talk about when. Yes?
So,
Does anybody want to say anything?
yeah, so a couple of, just to simplify it for me, I understand the philosophy behind it, but from practical purpose, from what I should do, my understanding is that my goal and my dua should be qurbatan ilallah. So that is basically,
You see, no, don't force yourself like that. Be yourself with Allah. Allah loves His creatures to be honest with Him. Today you want a big house, so say to Allah, Allah, I am your creation. You are my Lord. I want a massive house, give it to me. And Allah will smile. Of course, I don't want people to think that Allah has a face and He smiles. Inshallah we can understand what I'm trying to say. Allah will be happy. He will give it to you, or He won't give it to you. But be honest. Say to Allah, Allah, I'm afraid. And you know I'm afraid. Take me through these moments of my life. Oh Allah, don't take this away from me. Oh Allah, don't test me. Go through weakness very genuinely, very, very honestly. And Allah will bring us to that pedestal where, like the Prophet and the Imams will say, Allah, I am happy at whatever you have decreed for me, and keep me happy at your decree. O Lord, this is what I desire, but you know best. I resign my affairs to you, and I will accept whatever you choose. But we have to work towards that. We can't force it upon ourselves. Allah wants us to be honest. Allah wants us to be like little kids and children and babies. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also has a parental relationship with us, in which He is a very benevolent parent and a carer. Allah also has a very intimate friendship relationship with us, in which we can open up to Allah and be ourselves and say, "Oh Lord, I want to share my deepest secrets with you, and I want to open up to you, and I want to share my fears to you, and I want to share my inability to you, my weakness to you. Oh Lord, I can't do this, help me." And Allah loves that and He honors us. He wants us in every capacity, and Allah will create moments in which in very different ways we can relate to Him. We have to be very, very honest. As I said, it's a vast topic. It's a vast topic, and we need to approach it very gently. With Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there is no pretense, there is no presumptuousness, there is nothing but genuineness. We have to be very genuine with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes?
Yeah.
Not to say everything is Qurban. The first thing I say to Allah is, the one thing that's missing in my life is Qurbatan ilallah totally. Oh Allah, you know that. Help me. And Allah says in the Quran, we will reward them the best of what they used to do. And we will forgive them the worst of what they used to do, provided they're very honest, very genuine.
You know, we were having a similar discussion this morning with our local alim, Sheikh Jalil, on Irfan and Marifat of Allah and our goals and all that. So we didn't complete the discussion, but I would like to ask the question on this journey from where we are and where we need to go. Does it require some guidance, special guidance, or we can travel on this journey on our own to get to where we are in sort of a childish way versus?
You know, when we are born in this world, yes, we learn, we imitate, then we are taught. Weakness is removed and we are completed through ourselves, aren't we? When we are unwell, we take medicine. The medicine gives the body respite to heal itself. Everything comes from within ourselves. Everything is already there. We can't learn anything new. We can't become godly through external things. They come from within ourselves. But we need external impetus to awaken those facets within us. Yes? Can you see that?
Yes.
Now the external impetus can be a variety of things. Sometimes we learn from a teacher, sometimes we learn from wise sayings of our parents, from elders, sometimes we know friends, sometimes from our enemies, sometimes we're reading books, sometimes we're going to school. Can you see that? The inner journey is same. The outer impetus is only arbitrary. The Prophet of Islam ﷺ said, I am an outer prophet who has come to awaken the inner prophet. When the Prophet of Islam said, speak the truth, me and you said, yes, he's making sense. How did we make the judgment? Because we already knew speaking the truth was the right thing. Other people said, oh Prophet, what are you saying? This doesn't make sense to me. Yes? So now when there is this huge insistence that in Irfan you need a sheikh or a guide, it is true to an extent and it is not true to an extent. In my opinion, and to be honest with you, after a lifelong going through all of these things, there is nobody better than Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. The soul cannot give itself up in submission except to the Prophet and his family. Because after studying their examples, even the great Ibn Arabi, Mullah Sadras, Mahajirs, Ayatullahs, none of them mean anything anymore. When you read the example of Imam Sadiq, Salamullah alayhi, you find such a towering personality that nobody else appeals to you. So what do? We use all of these blessed people, our ulama and the saints and the Sufis and the Urafah, is means to self-actualization, but that submission, unquestioned, is due only to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And after Allah, for those people with whom our hearts surrender, for me that has never been anybody other than Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the 12 Imams of his family.
Assalamu alaikum. I have two questions, if I may. The first one was that you say, have Allah only and only to be with you. Is it the command of Allah as a Holy Quran, or Allah as a creator of the whole universe? And my second question is, when it says Laylatul Qadr is for a night that it is this time to all of us, is it for everyone or is it for a specific individual that Laylatul Qadr comes? Do we all become, are you hearing me?
Yes.
When Laylatul Qadr comes, is it something that it is happening only to individuals that they catch it? Or no, there is a Laylatul Qadr, right, 19th, 21st, 23rd, 25th, 27th of the month of Ramadan for humanity period.
You see, Laylatul Qadr, I'm going to take the second one first. Laylatul Qadr is a cosmic truth, yes?
Yes.
It's a cosmic reality. And me and you are part and parcel of the cosmos. So Laylatul Qadr is mine and your greater understanding of the truth and our appreciation of the truth, and moments in which me and you yield the truth. And we become very, very receptive to the beauty of the cosmos and of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now that is for one and all. Just as when the Prophet said, give sadaqah and your life will be increased. In America, they conducted some researches, and they saw that the people who are charitable, they live longer because their bodies released hormones, the minds released hormones, which then brought about calmness in their being, which lowered their blood pressure, and they lived longer because after giving in the way of humanity, they felt a sense of achievement that they had done something. So just as sadaqah is for everybody and not just for the Muslim, similarly Laylatul Qadr is for everybody, whoever is receptive on that night. Yes? That's the first thing. And when we say have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what we mean is Allah in its essence. Allah is the cosmic truth, and Allah is that personal God of ours to whom we relate. At a variety of different levels, it should only be Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yes?
But is it Quran that it is Allah's command to us, or is it Allah, as of course everybody sees Allah a little bit differently? And are you going
No, it's the Quran and us, we are the same thing. Whatever the Quran tells us is already within us, yes?
Yes.
We, the creation, is the handiwork of Allah. The Quran is a spoken word of Allah. Both of them are one and the same. Yes?
Okay.
So the Quran tells us, and our human condition tells us the same thing. You see, every soul amongst the 7 billion people on the face of this earth are self-realizing themselves. And all of them are going on their journey in accordance with their attitudes. Now we can't talk about the journey towards hell, because the journey towards hell, now don't be confused in what I say, is also a journey towards God. It cannot be otherwise. A journey towards paradise is also a journey towards God. But they are very different journeys. One is of expansion of the intellect, and one is of constriction of ignorance and arrogance. Yes? I've spoken about this at length in some of the lectures. You will find it on YouTube in the lecture lectures. That the journey can only be towards Allah, and every soul is destined to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So with your permission, of course, I don't want to take much of your time, but when Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, في هذه الشهر دعيتم إلى ضيافة الله أنفسكم فيها تسبحون. Okay, when we go to this one, isn't that a reality that our nafs has been given up everything and replaced by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's command for himself?
No, I don't think we're talking at the same level. You see, the Prophet ﷺ is talking about this month and talking about the souls that become receptive to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But at the same time, Ibn al-Muljim, who read the prayers, who had committed the Quran to his heart, killed the best of creatures on the face of this earth. Can you see that?
Exactly.
Yes? But Wahab, who was a Christian who didn't know Tawheed or Quran or the Prophet or anybody, he didn't understand Islam, became the greatest lover of Imam Hussain. He doesn't even know Islam, and he will stand in rank that the awliya will be envious of. And he's not even a formal Muslim like me and you. He never did ruku or sajda the way that we do ruku and sajda. Can you see that? So the truth is very different, and it's a human truth that prevails upon all of humanity and all of the cosmos. But as I've said, my dear brother, that these are notions that need to be explained. We have explained them elsewhere in series of lectures and others. They are there. But if we want to discuss these things, then inshallah let us find some time and we can discuss them. Jazakallah.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Alaikum salam.
Thank you very much for your time. What is the balance between spirituality and rituality and or deep services? And I just want to give you a perspective on that.
You see, rituals are good provided we are attentive and provided they add to the growth of the individual and the community. Otherwise, ritual is the ruin of the spiritual journey. Khaja Abdul Ansari states that try and break habits at all point. Ali ibn Abi Talib salamullah alayhi said, "Taraktu nafsi ala tarkin aada or abba." Taraktu nafsi ala tarkin aada. I habituated my soul. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we have internet problem. I'm turning off our video. So that
rituals are not bad, provided. Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, we are here. We just
provided we are focused within them towards the higher truth. Otherwise, rituals can be something that can break the back of spirituality because we start doing things in an automated fashion. Now, it's a huge discussion that we are actually born in a culture, and we are raised in the cultures, and cultures restrict us. And the whole idea should be, and Islam was there, to peel away at these cultures, to allow the soul to come to fruition and to liberate the human soul and to liberate the human mind. The Quran challenges the mind again and again against the cultures that were prevalent in the worldview and the beliefs that were prevalent in the mind. What has happened in Islam? In the name of Islam, we are practicing the same Jahiliyyah sentiment in the name of God. Islam came to liberate those people from falsities and restriction. Today we have made Islam means of this restriction and constriction. But it doesn't mean that all rituals are bad. Some rituals are beautiful. It's provided that we practice those rituals properly, they are very, very good. But if we don't, then they become extremely restrictive and they can damage the whole journey because it puts us in a very false world, in a false outlook, and becomes a very petty world. One of the things that we can't accept is that how can Allah create 7 billion beautiful souls and put them in hell? On the one hand, Allah puts motherly affection into a mother's heart, in which she doesn't discern between one child and another child and loves them blindly. How can Allah, who is the author of a mother, not be more compassionate than the mother herself? But it's our cultural beliefs or tendencies that have made us interpret Allah in such a petty way that we forget to see the truth that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is Allah, beauty unending, mercy unending, forgiveness unending, tolerance unending. I can't see any of you, by the way.
Yeah, I turned off the video. Let me turn it back on and see if it works.
Okay.
The internet was.
Maulana, so for my limited understanding is a good spirituality along with the rituality has to have an outcome. The outcome should be, if you understand Allah, then you have to be helpful to substitute of the Allah, which is people, that will good with the people and stand for justice. Am I understanding right or not?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. But I will say this much. Spirituality is all about becoming like Allah. Allah does not distinguish between black and white color. Yes? For him, every color is the color of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is the colorless, yet every color is with him. Allah does not have a religion. He is not a Christian or a Jew or a Hindu or a Muslim. We are all these things, yes? If we become as religionless as Allah, then that is a true Muslim. If we become colorless as Allah, then that is a true human. If we begin to become like Allah, without any biases, just love of the good, Allah only distinguishes in one way. Friend of God and enemy of God. We need to try and understand it in that way. A Muslim may be a friend or an enemy of God. A Christian may be a friend or enemy of God. And when the 12th Imam comes, his understanding of right and wrong will be very different. According to the hadith, that ulama of Qawm will wage a war against Mahdi. And he will kill so many of them that the river behind Lady Masuma shrine will turn red through their blood. Can you see that? Yes. The understanding of Muslim and non-Muslim and Kafir and all of that will totally change. In fact, that is what the Quran has been telling us, that the Muslim is the biggest Kafir.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Disconnect. Hello?
You're leaving, but I can't see you moving or hearing anymore. I can see you moving now.
We can hear you, Sheikh.
Yeah, now.
Okay. So at this point in time, I will ask for your leave, if that is okay.
I had one more question, Sheikh, if you have one more.
Yes. Sure.
Earlier you said sincerity is the prerequisite for dua, and
yes.
You gave one example of a type of dua that, asking for a house. As long as you're sincere, ask for a huge house, that's fine.
But even if you're not sincere, it's fine. But we ask Allah and say to Allah, we are not sincere, and you know that, and help me. So long as we are genuine, and even if we are not sincere, it's okay. We will talk about sincerity and what is sincerity in essence, yes? If you want, and we can have a discussion on the tenets of spirituality afterwards, whenever you want, yes? So it's not necessary that we become sincere, so long as we are genuine.
So what I'll do is, through email or something, if you can give us a list of lectures that you have done that we should go through and before we talk to you next time.
Well, on spirituality, there is a huge series on Mahdiism. The recent one in Muharram was just challenging the whole notion of Islam and Deen in Pakistan, or on the Quran, and the philosophy of interpreting the Quran. So there are lists of them, but leave all of that aside. Whatever interests you, then we can inshallah have those discussions.
No, what I want to do is basically if we can go through those one topic, those lectures, and then have a session where we can ask our questions based on...
That's absolutely fine.
That way we'll be more productive with you.
That's absolutely fine. Whatever you feel like going through, please go through them and then we can talk, yes?
Inshallah.
That's fine.
Inshallah. So
I hope to see you all again very soon.
Yeah, I appreciate very much your time. It was excellent.
I feel extremely honored and blessed. Jazakumullah khairah. I can see in your faces the love of Allah and His Prophet and Ali ibn Abi Talib sallallahu alayhi. Please pray for me. Always. Jazakumullah khairah. Very honored. Thank you.
Thank you. Khuda Hafiz.
Thank you. Khuda Hafiz. Ma'as salam.